Are you tired of the same old recess choices? Do you struggle with finding activities? Is that same old outdated equipment just not cutting it? Then you need Reimagine Recess. Canyon View Elementary is home to 781 Shining Stars and IUSD's Extensive Support Needs Autism Program. Canyon View is all about community, compassion, and inclusion. Our students do a lot of amazing things inside their classrooms, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about recess. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, recess is an essential time for students to rest, play, imagine, think, move, and socialize. Studies show that students are more attentive and actually perform better cognitively after recess. But recess isn't just about moving your body so you can focus more when you get back to class. Recess also helps develop social skills that can't be practiced within a structured classroom environment. Research shows that children need these opportunities to engage in play that is designed to increase their connections and sense of belonging, rather than only accessing recess in a way that was designed as simply physical activity. Okay, so we know how important recess is, so what's the problem? Well, the problem is that our recess isn't meeting the needs of all of our students. We asked Canyon View students themselves their thoughts on recess, and here's what they said. There just aren't enough choices. The games are too competitive, and they often lead to conflicts. There aren't many quiet or non-physical activity options. And most importantly, our playground is not accessible for all of our students. And they're absolutely right. So let's start with the conflicts. When we look at our Canyon View behavioral incident data, we do in fact see that nearly 68% of all behavior incidents that involved students being sent to the office occurred at recess time. So why is that? Well, research shows that when students have limited choices in games, that discrepancies regarding the rules often create conflict, especially when there are limited options for cooperative or non-competitive activities. Okay, so what about limited choices and inclusion? Studies have shown that some students have difficulty negotiating unstructured environments that don't offer many choices of equipment or organized activities. And also, students who are less capable with the available competitive games tend to face rejection from peers and develop a sense of inadequacy. So what can we do? Well, we want to reimagine what recess looks like at Canyon View. And actually, the research agrees. Schools that diversify recess with both physical and non-physical activities see not only behavioral improvements, but also an enhanced school climate overall. We've already implemented some changes on a smaller scale and with great success. Our elementary resource counselor offers Monday Fun Day and brings out a small cart with board games and structured activities. It's a big hit, but she's only able to do it once a week, and she provides all of those resources herself. Our media specialists open up the library to students during lunch recess so that students can read or do other quiet activities. The students love it, but the space is limited and so are the resources. And she's only able to do it a couple times a week, and the options students have inside are also pretty limited. So here's how we want to reimagine recess. First, we want to add an ADA inclusive swing to our swing set. We want our playground to be accessible to all of our students. We also know that organized activities during recess offer significant benefits for students' mental health and reduce conflict-related incidents. They encourage cooperative play and help students form friendships, create a sense of belonging, and build a more inclusive environment. So we would like to add a Gaga ball pit, as well as more equipment options that can be used for cooperative games and structured or less competitive games. Research also says that incorporating activities like art, board games, reading areas, and collaborative play at recess also creates inclusive opportunities for students who may not be able to engage in traditional physical activities. This variety in activity types can reduce stress and support students' emotional development. So we want to include some of these non-physical options, like STEM activities, building activities, board games, and arts and crafts. And finally, we want to include some storage so we can keep everything organized and in good condition so students can enjoy it for years to come. So what would the impact of the project be? Our goal would be to see an increase in student mental health, which could be reflected in our annual Panorama Student Survey data. We also hope to see an increase in inclusion and a student's sense of belonging. We also hope to see a decrease in student conflict and behavioral incidents on the playground. We'll be able to compare previous year's ODR data with post-project data to see if we've made growth in this area. We would also like to include our Canyon View community in this project. We will ask our fabulous PTA to help us gather donations of some smaller supplies, things like Lego bricks, Hot Wheels, and craft supplies. We also want to incorporate the student engagement teams we have here on our campus already. We can recruit student leaders to help with structured cooperative games and activities. And we'll create a schedule as well as a binder full of resources so that the new equipment and supplies are used in an organized and thoughtful manner. Just adding a bunch of stuff to the problem won't help if there's not a plan in place for how to use the stuff. Well, that all sounds pretty great, so how do we get started? Well, unfortunately, the research also shows that the largest challenge schools face in creating these conditions for students during recess is a lack of resources and funding. So IPSF, that's where you come in. We need your help to reimagine recess.
Help us include all our efforts. Help us reimagine recess.
Reimagine Recess can be yours today for just 1,000 easy payments of $21.19. Operators are standing by. But wait, if you order within the next 30 minutes, we'll also throw in a free gift. 781 smiling, happy faces. Don't wait. Call today.